super real. Hello, my loves. It is Dina from No Fear, Just Flow.
And Julia with Jay's Ec Massage.
And we are here once again to talk about fruit.
We went to, is it Adam's Farm?
Adams Farms. I think that's in like Jerome, Michigan. Somewhere like that.
Not that far from where we're at currently.
We're Michigan girls.
We picked up some stuff, so we
Yes.
wanted to show you guys.
Right.
It was super cute in there.
And
I did get some videos, so that will be attached.
Yeah. And it was very inexpensive. So this was my haul minus the pear or the beets. And that I paid less than $20 for these 2 melons and all of this fruit, which was all grown in Michigan. And then, so we have some peaches, couple apples. I will talk about, like, it's so important to get food that's grown without being genetically modified. So if you're not aware of what a GMO is, these are foods that have been genetically modified at the seed, at the source. And so we're not really sure, I would venture to say, that what that's going to do to us long term. I will say that I love to throw food out my backyard to the animals, and that on several occasions I've noticed that the GMO fruit is not touched by the animals. So I think that says something.
Yeah, I know, like, because I have horses and stuff, like horses can eat watermelon and pumpkins and stuff, and if they're modified or they've been bleached or anything like that, they don't ever eat them.
Yeah, because they still have their instincts. Unless they're traumatized, like house animals, they'll eat anything. But trauma will do that to you, break your instincts. We'll talk about that at some point. And once your instincts are gone, then you just don't think about the foods that you're putting in your body, because we just don't have that innate ability to say, like, oh, maybe this isn't good for me. Because let's be honest, most of our food is poisoned in this country. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, if you haven't paid attention to, is it Casey Means and Callie Means, these 2 amazing doctors that are out right now that left the medical system because they were so disgusted by what was happening. So I believe it's time to wake up and understand that we're no longer getting whole foods.
Yeah.
And as a result, we're suffering as a society.
Yeah. I think it'd be something we should do at some point, is like literally go through a grocery store and be like, all these things, and these ones are supposed to be the better option, and actually look at it and be like, oh wait, it's not any better.
It's not any better, right?
It's just all
like, watch our water video, and that'll just tell you about how contaminated our water is. So with that said, this is a great little haul. We've got a couple kinds of plums, couple types of apples. And the other thing about apples is a lot of them, they put wax on fruit to keep it so that it stays longer. But what does that wax do to our bodies when we eat it? Is it preserving our internal organs in ways that it shouldn't be? Probably.
We're probably not digesting it very well.
We're probably not digesting it very well. I will tell you a quick story that at one point in my life, I had this vehicle, Land Rover, that was like a classic. And we drove it around as a family. And then at one point anyway, we no longer could drive it. So we stuck it in the garage, and my ex-husband was deciding that he was going to fix it up at some point. So 5 years later, finally fixed it up, took it out of the garage, and I thought, you know what, I should just check in the pockets and make sure everything's okay. Reached into one of the back pockets. There were French fries from McDonald's that had been in there for 5 years, and a ding dong from Hostess that had been in there from 5 years. It looked exactly the same. The cupcake was still soft. Not one animal, not one critter, not one bug touched those things. I know they have museums in other countries where they have McDonald's food that hasn't changed in 20 years. Look it up, folks. Okay, sorry. I gone off a tangent.
It's all good. Let me see. So we have plums. 2 different kinds of plums, which
I'm gonna try.
I did this one. I thought it was really good. I love plums though.
Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
It's good. Pears. I love pears too. A lot of people don't. I don't know. I like pears.
I like pears. Have you ever heard the idea that whatever it's shaped like is what it helps in your body?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that idea. So Anyway, so think about that next time. I mean, fruit for the win, people.
Yeah, these are beets because I wanted to juice a beet because I've never actually juiced beets. I've
Okay.
had beet juice. I have
Mhm.
no idea how to tell if they're good or not, so we'll find out about these
I
beets.
think beets are pretty standard good. They come from the ground.
Kind of like a potato, you think?
You do know that when you drink beet juice, it turns your pee red.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that scared the heck out of me. The first time I was juicing, I was like, am I bleeding? I thought that I was bleeding internally from juicing and realized that it was just the beets.
Yeah, beet juice will turn your urine
Red. It can be scary, but don't be afraid. It's very good for you.
Super good for you. This maple syrup, which I'm super excited for, and if you haven't
So
watched our
dark.
videos, one, we love our maple syrup.
Oh,
We did a whole video on maple syrup.
so good.
We put maple syrup in our Master Cleanse lemonade.
It's the most delicious lemonade you'll ever have. So go back and
Absolutely.
look at that video.
Yes.
Maple syrup, cayenne, and lemon, such a good way to battle inflammation, hunger, energy. So good.
Yeah, this one says it's from Hartford, Michigan, which I don't think is where Adam's Farm is, but that must be where
No,
they
it
get
is
their
not.
maple syrup.
And look at how dark it looks. That's
Super
what you
dark.
want to look for is the dark stuff. Because again, if you watch our video, they are now labeling it all grade A. We used to have grade B dark syrup. So the things that heal us are the things that are getting harder and harder to find, in my opinion.
Look for the dark. It's higher in nutrients and antioxidants and minerals. And there's actual like good things in maple syrup besides just being a sweetener.
It's less cooked out too. So, okay, and now let's talk about melons.
Yes.
So these are seeded melons because fruit should have seeds in it. And a lot of fruit that is genetically modified no longer has seeds in it. So explain to me how we regrow fruit when it doesn't have seeds. I mean, animals eat it and then they poop it out and it grows. Like, why don't we just have fruit trees everywhere?
I don't know.
It's
We literally have
literally-
like orchards where all the apple trees are, but you don't ever find apple trees in the wild.
No, not very rarely, and certainly not the crab apples, maybe, but not the ones you want to eat. Because
Right.
I mean, wouldn't it be lovely if our kids could walk home from school and just pick their snacks, or if we had it in our backyard? So, how have they managed to keep the fruit trees from us? It's fascinating stuff.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So look for seeded melons. They're the best. We got these for
It's like
$3.
$3.95, $4.95.
Yeah,
$3.95 or $4.95.
They were really inexpensive. And the best way, you tell them because you looked it up, how to find a good
remember
one.
all of it. They should, when you knock them, they should be like hollow sounding inside. They should.
I couldn't resist.
They should have these little spots on them.
A yellow spot. That means it's been sitting in the field long enough to be ripened.
Yes.
They should have a lot of
they should have a lot of these yellower spots on them.
That's where the bugs have pollinated them.
And then they should have these little tails as well, which means they were ripe when they came off the vein.
Right.
The vine.
The vine. They should have a brown tail, and it should be brown, it said, because that means that it's been there long enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you'll see too, if you go to stores, that most seeded watermelons are more of this like long, more like ovally long shape.
Oblong.
Where when they're seedless, they're just like a perfect circle, and that's really weird.
That's the way they used to be.
They grow like this.
Yeah. So watermelon is one of, if not the most hydrating things on the planet. And there's actually a man that I follow on Facebook. I think he's on 100 days of just watermelon. And he looks amazing. He feels amazing. So don't count fruit out, people. There's no sugar in it. Please don't listen to that. Fructose, glucose, amino acids. That's what we need for our body. So fruit for the win, especially when you're chronically diseased or discomforted, because it just brings wellness back into the body.
And I like that you said amino acids too, because amino acids are what come together to build proteins. And everyone freaks out saying you need protein in your body. Doesn't matter what protein you intake, your body breaks that protein down into amino acids and rebuilds it to the protein that your body's using. So meats, cheeses, animal byproducts, all that stuff, you may take that protein in, but it has to break that stuff down first So it takes a lot longer and you're not
Mhm.
getting what is on the label. But when you're getting amino acids that are in fruits, those amino acids then build into, they don't have to break down.
Right.
They're just there. So it's
So
a lot
it
less work on your body.
requires less energy. So most of us, the energy in our bodies is spent digesting the foods that they don't understand. And then you don't have energy for other things in life. So if you want to feel more energetic, then go back to the foods that God put on this planet for us that our bodies know how to absorb and break down. I'm not saying don't eat meat products. I'm not saying you don't need proteins. I'm not saying label yourself. What I am saying is eat more fruit. It's just that simple. And if you want to look at the animal kingdom, look at the primates, look at the monkeys, the chimpanzees, the apes, the gorillas. They eat fruit, very little protein. And they are strong and they have energy and their brains work and they live very close to how we live. And they're designed very much like we're designed. So we're not designed like canines and felines, but we lay around and we're lazy like them because our bodies are constantly processing foods that they don't understand, in my opinion.
Yes.
Okay, we don't know what this is other than that it's a melon.
Yeah.
Julia
it was
would like,
in the watermelon section.
it was. Julia would like to believe that it is a watermelon that has not processed, and I say I don't think so. You know what? Hold please. Keep them entertained. I'm gonna get a knife and we're gonna cut into
We're
it.
gonna cut it because I want to know if it. I don't know. I think this looks like, I've never seen a watermelon underdeveloped though. Like, I've never grown my own watermelon.
But I mean,
I feel like if it grows more, won't this dark color
but
come
the
out?
coloring's not even the same.
But this color, the green is like this.
But it's the opposite, really.
But isn't that what it? Do you think it starts dark and then goes light, or do you think it starts light
We're
and
gonna
goes
F
darker?
around and find out. I always cut towards myself because I didn't
extremely
learn
scary.
good knife skills, and no matter how much I try not to, I don't feel like it's gonna change.
But
for
why
me.
would the farm pick it though if it wasn't ready?
That's what I'm saying. It does have
Unless
the
somebody
good.
didn't
It does
know.
have the good spots on the bottom. Right.
doesn't have a
So you're
tail.
thinking that I just bought a bad watermelon.
Yeah,
All right.
mostly. Okay.
Well, it does look like a watermelon, kind of, but it's got like really fun
It smells like a watermelon.
white speckly stuff.
Probably because it's not done all the way.
Stop it!
Really?
We're gonna
Question.
find out. I guess
Taste it. Let me know what you think.
we're both gonna taste it together. It's more fun. We've
Taste it
cleaned up the
together.
counter since we had our urine on here earlier. All right, here's to the watermelon. Oh,
What?
that's good.
You think it doesn't taste like watermelon?
No, it does taste like watermelon, but it's not. I don't think it's a unripe watermelon. Is what I'm saying. Do you know that dogs can eat watermelon? I had a friend whose dog was diagnosed with cancer. Its eyes were turning white. It was given, I think, 3 months to live, if that. At the time, her and I had just started like our fruit journey. And so she was like, I'm just going to feed my dog fruit. And this dog would eat anything. Like it would beg for fruit. It was the weirdest thing. It would eat the rinds. It would eat. And that dog, 8 years later, is alive and well. It was amazing transformation. So if your dog is not feeling well, you can feed your dog fruit too. I mean, maybe it'll give you incentive to eat fruit because I think a lot of times people take care of their animals better than they take care of themselves.
Yeah, that is always wild when I see that. It's very interesting.
Well, I think a lot of people have worthiness wounds. Like they don't feel worthy of health. They don't feel worthy of wellness. They don't feel worthy of filling their own cup. So that's the stuff I talk about more on my No Fear Just Flow channel, is really learning self-love because I had a worthiness wound and I didn't take care of myself. And now that's pretty much all I do is take care of myself. So feed yourself some good fruits. Go to your local markets. It's most likely not contaminated.
Right. Your
And
local
it's
little
less
vegetable
expensive.
fruit
Right.
stands, your
Yeah.
local farms.
Yeah. Let's support local again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's orchard season in Michigan, so get out and get your
Get your
apples.
stuff. But look
Get
how
your
pretty that
melons.
is. Get your melons. I was going to do something inappropriate. I'm not going to. I'll put these right on. No.
You just showed them anyway.
I can't help myself. All right. Thank
Like
you
us.
for tuning in. Oh, yeah. Like us.
Subscribe to our page.
Right.
Comment.
Right. All the fun things. It just takes a second and it's free. Like, we'll support you too if you start something.
You subscribe to our pages, leave us a comment, and we will come subscribe to your page.
Absolutely.
That's
Because
a deal.
when we all.
Let me know once you subscribe, though, because I can't figure out how to see who my subscribers are.
Oh, we'll get into that. Yeah. When we all help each other, we build this new, beautiful earth. So let's wake up, let's take back our lives, and let's feel good.
Feel good. Support
Not
each other.
that hard. Yeah. No fear, just flow. Get yourself some faith if you don't have any either, because God is just a beautiful thing to have in your life. It's new for me. I'm so excited about it. If you're not excited about God, get it. Okay.
Follow Dina if you want to learn how to get excited.
Get excited about life. All right. Thank you for tuning in.